just tell you guys, I so appreciate having, okay. So let me just tell you guys, I so appreciate having the stove in the new house, because this stove has fire in it. So, hey babe, you're fine. So, someone asked me to show you guys how to prepare a ritual bath with a sigil. So, I'm gonna try and include all the parts of this process the best that I can. So I am bringing this water to a boil because I am going to be, you can let her out of her cage. I am going to be adding all of my bath items to a rolling boil for, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it for 7 or 13 minutes. And the bath that I am preparing for myself today is a bath for beauty and femininity, weight loss, all that good stuff. So it's to support myself in transforming my body. Okay. So I'm going to bring my little jar over here. I actually had a little bit of leftover from someone else's bath that I'm going to be using as the base of my bath. This is actually really good because I want you all to know that when you receive a bath from me or another professional worker in the mail, you are expected, at least if it's my bath, to add your intentions, to add your, to add ingredients of your own if you feel so led. This is a Ultra Fem bath. When you receive a bath from a professional witch, usually going to be either a liquid bath or it's going to be one of these salt and herb baths, okay? Now, if you're receiving a bath from a root worker, someone who practices hoodoo, usually that bath is going to contain an odd number of ingredients. In hoodoo, odd numbers are lucky, okay? I don't know how it is in, other systems, I'm not sure, but I know in hoodoo, an odd number is lucky, which means if you're going to be adding some elements of your own, okay, you want to add a positive number of ingredients, okay? Which is why when you receive a dry, a salt and herb bath from me, you also get oil. And then, of course, you're going to be adding it to water. So water and oil, in addition to the odd number of ingredients in the bath, equals still an odd number, okay? So if we start off with 5 ingredients and you add 2 more, you get 7, which is an odd number, okay? So you can feel free to add ingredients to my baths. I can't speak for anybody else, but you can feel free to add some to my bath. Now, what we're going to be doing now with our dry salt bath is adding in a few ingredients. So we have Jezebel root, licorice root, I think I'm gonna put vervain, primrose. I don't think star anise could be good. It's pretty sweet. Rue, burdock, I don't need those. Passion flower. And I already have red rose in here, but I'm gonna add a little bit more. So we have 2, 4, 6. That's an even number added to my bath, which already has an odd number of ingredients, okay? not counting the red rose because this bath already contains red rose. So rose, of course, I tell you guys all the time, is a master flower. She can do whatever you need her to do. In addition to the dry herbs that I'm going to be adding into this bath, I'm going to be speaking directly to the herbs and asking them to do the things I need them to do. Okay. And once I get to the actual bath, I will be adding my colognes and my oils. And of course, again, I will be keeping it at an odd number. Rose, I ask you to lend your grace, your power, your protection, your sweetness. Draw love into my life, into my aura, into my personality, and help me to radiate beauty and love in all situations. Passion flower, I pray that you will attract more passion, more love, more sweetness, and more romance into my romantic partnership and into my life. May I radiate passion, joy, and bliss in my relationship. Licorice, I'm only going to use a very small amount of licorice, okay, because licorice can have kind of a binding effect, okay? Then I'm going to ask licorice to help my man stick to me. Okay, but we're going to tread real lightly with licorice, okay? Primrose, beauty, maturity and love, sweetness, kindness with myself and others, and more beauty. Lend your energy, your power to this work. Thank you. Vervain. Oh, vervain is probably not going to be one of those like obvious choices for a sweet or beauty bath, but vervain is really beautiful because, and I'm only going to use a very small amount of this as well. Vervain amplifies. So I'm going to ask vervain to amplify the energy of this bath, amplify the power of my intention, bring sweetness, love, beauty, and romance into my life. I love Jezebel root, also probably not the most obvious choice. Probably most people would go with a Queen E, and I'm only going to use one piece. Or an orris root for love and sweetness, but I do want to balance the sweetness and the love with that feminine boss energy, and being a person who is very secure and confident in my spiritual practices and my beliefs and my energy. So Jezebel, please lend your bossiness to this work. And star anise, sweetness, sensuality, sexiness. Lend your energy to this work, please. Help me to draw down the manifestation of my desire. And I love this one because it's shaped like a star. Okay. How many points does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. Okay. So 2, 4, 6. So we've added, okay, an even number of ingredients. Now we're going to come back over here to, and you can do the exact same thing with a liquid bath. You can pour the liquid contents into a glass bowl like so, and you can add your, maybe you want to add some colognes, you want to add some herbs. You can do the exact same thing and speak to the herbs. Be grateful for their presence, for their energy. They are still sentient. They still have life. They still have power, even though they have been dried out. The same way that your ancestors and the spirits of your dead still have power, still have sentience, still have intelligence, can still hear you, because we live in a mental universe and all this consciousness. They can still share their energy and their power with us, and they're still they still have life. They still have life. Okay. The same way that's, even though our ancestors are no longer in body and no longer living this particular lifetime, they still have life, wisdom, energy, and so much to contribute. So it is, what time is it, babe? Hey Siri, set an alarm for 13 minutes from now.
Your alarm is set for 11:37 p.m.
Okay. Beautiful. So we're gonna add that right into the water. I'm gonna let this boil for 13 minutes. 13 is a lucky number for witches. Okay. So I'm gonna let 13 bring me luck. Look how beautiful the water is already turning. A nice pink. And I love boiling the water first, energizing it, quickening the work, adding heat to it. So good. And I'm imagining the effects that this concoction, this potion, will have on my physical body, heating me up, quickening my metabolism, allowing me to achieve balance in my body, peace in my body, beauty, radiance, resonance with my intention for this bath. And I'm gonna leave that in a rolling boil for 13 minutes. Now, because I live in a new home, in my old home, I could put a little mesh strainer directly into the what do you call the place where the bathtub drains? The drain. I could put a little mesh right into the drain, but this house I live in now doesn't have that capability. It's a push and twist, so I can't put all these herbs into the tub because I ain't got time to be paying for no plumber. So what I'm gonna do instead, and the reason I have a second the reason I have this second pot here is that I'm going to be using this little mesh to strain the herbs out. Another reason I chose to do 13 minutes instead of 7. I want to extract all the juiciness and all of the energy, all of the magic I can from the herbs. Now, when I carry this, the remnants of some of the remnants of the bath in a glass mason jar to the crossroads to initiate the change that is going to be taking place in my life, the known and unknowable changes that will be taking change in my life, the new direction, the new path, I will be adding the herbs back into that water because they are a part of the work. Now, while this is brewing, I'm gonna go grab my Book of Shadows. And keep in mind, adding it to the water is now an even number of ingredients until I add my cologne and a couple of oils. I'm gonna say that one more time just in case I was too far away for the camera to catch it. Because I just added an odd number of ingredients to water, we now have an even number of ingredients until I add my colognes, probably a rose water or patchouli water, and magnetism or ultrafem oil, or maybe strawberry oil actually. Now I'm gonna keep all of these herbs and things out because I need to document the exact ingredients that I use. Now, for those of you who have already started reading Modern Magic, you already know that this is our template we use, or that we have been recommended to use by Mr. Craig. And it includes the date, the day of the week, the time of day, the phase of the moon, weather conditions and location, emotions, physical conditions, the ritual we performed, how the performance went, and our results, which we'll come back to that in a couple of days and see how things went for us, okay? Now, right behind this page is where I'm going to be adding my sigil, okay? So someone asked me how to create sigils, so I am going to give you a crash course in sigils really quickly. Probably should have put all these things in there before I started. Okay. Now you can use familiar symbols like arrows and hooks or eyes or stars to create your sigils. You can create a number system, which I will just link you to. I have it in my reels. I told you guys that already. You can use the number system to create sigils for yourself. But the way that I was taught to create sigils was with letters, okay? So I will take a phrase. I am 135 pounds. I radiate beauty. And I will go through all of the letters, okay? I will go through all of the letters in that phrase, and I will remove the duplicate letters, okay? So I'll go through, are there any other I's in the statement? And I cross out all the I's. Then I go through the phrase and I look for all the other A's and cross them out. I go through and I cross out all the other M's. P, I go through, are there any other P's? No. O, are there any other O's? No. U, are there any other U's? Yes, I cross that out. And then from the remaining letters, I create an image. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you a couple of the letters here. When you see me do 3 lines like this is an E. It's also a T. It's also an L. It's also an F. When you see me do this loop, this is an alpha representing the letter A. When you see these kind of swirls like this is an R. Sometimes I'll add a little something here to make it a G if I need a G. The M's are also V's, also N's. I hope that makes sense for you guys. And then a lot of times you'll see a random little circle. That's my O. Okay? But it's also an I. So take all of those letters and form them into one seamless image. And then I have the, I usually don't use numbers in my sigils, but for this one I did use the number 135, so I just put that in Roman numerals. Now I could easily add this into the sigil, but honestly, it's already in there. If you look at this, that's a C. If you look at this cross, that's an X. You only have to put the letter in one time, which is why we cross out the repeating letters. And then if you look at this, that's a V. So I don't necessarily need this here, but I'm going to keep it there because I like how it looks and I like how it fits into the overall image. Okay. Hey Siri, what time is it?
It's 11:33 p.m.
Okay, we got 4 more minutes, guys. So what I'm gonna do now, I spilled some dove's blood on the floor. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this dove's blood, which is dove's blood ink. It is not real blood, okay? I don't do that. It is an ink made out of natural ingredients, okay? But this is for beauty and love, purity, healing. So I'm gonna take that there. Actually, let me move the camera so I can actually draw this. Babe, can you come and clean this up for me? I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna thank you, babe. Okay. And the reason I've chosen to add it directly into my book with the dove's blood is because this is something I'm going to be doing pretty frequently, okay? The other option that we have is to take a piece of some natural material like metal or wood and draw the same sigil out with maybe cascarilla, okay? So you can get these, I'll show you. So you can get these pretty cool pieces of wood from Target, and you can write your sigil right here on the board, okay, in maybe pink chalk or in cascarilla, which brings purity and protection into the work. And you can place your bath directly onto the sigil, or you can, that's what we're going to be doing with this. I'm gonna let it cool down, and then I'm gonna be placing the bath directly onto the sigil. Once it's time for me to take my bath, I'm going to then replace the bath with a candle that I'm gonna let burn. Here is the candle that I will be using, and I'm gonna let it burn down right into the book. But that comes later. Keep the work going. Or actually, we could probably do that now to draw some energy down into the sigil. Now this candle already has essential oils in it, so I'm just going to be adding a little bit of strawberry. Hey Siri, stop. Attracting beauty, love, radiance down into this sigil, empowering this sigil, drawing my intentions, my magic, my power into this image, strengthening it, amplifying it, vivifying it. Let's see if we can pour this water without Bossy burning herself. Let's see if we can do that. So my strainer is already in here. Okay. So I'm gonna leave that in there, and I'm gonna just allow it to I'm going to allow it to burn down. Told you guys I'm always using scissors. I need to move these herbs, so. Let this pot cool down. And then my concoction is now, the bath is now cooling down in here. So while that cools down, I'm gonna light this candle. Okay. I think I want to put a couple little herbs on it. The little primrose. You know what I'm saying? I'm drawing it to me, so I'm gonna circle it around the candle. Okay. With just a little passion flower, a little, what was that? And passion and romance and love, primrose, beauty, maturity and love, self-respect, self-honor, amplifying the magic with a little bit of revenge. One time is fine. Just a 4 herbs, 1 oil, 5 ingredients. And I'm gonna just roll that towards me because it's something that I'm drawing towards myself. No big deal if it doesn't pick up too many of the herbs, no big deal. Okay, I'm gonna place that right there. Okay, and I'm gonna stretch it on fire. Ooh. And I will be making note in my book that this was a working that I recorded because trying to record and prepare at the same time is probably not as effective as just focusing entirely on doing my work. So when I do this again next week, and Monday is a great day to do this kind of work, by the way. Monday is a really feminine day. It's the start of Cancer season today. It's my mom's birthday today. And also still got that good solstice energy going, but it's really good because moon days or Mondays are really good times to work with the subconscious mind. So put some water over the tip of my match because I ain't trying to set the trash can on fire, child. So while I'm waiting for my bath to cool down, I am gonna let the energy from this dressed candle draw energy and power down into my sigil so that the energy that is drawn down can then rise up into the bath when I put it back into the bowl and place it on top of the sigil for a while. So I will come back when it's time to do that. Before you begin your ritual bath, you're going to want to make sure that your bath is clean and that you take take a regular soap bath or shower. And you also want to make sure that you have your clothes that you will be wearing afterwards prepared. Okay? Top this off with some rum. I want people to be intoxicated with me. And that's going to give us an odd number. I need some patchouli water or rose water. Do I have any patchouli? Can you grab that patchouli off my desk over there? Okay. It's a magnetism. This is a this is a Leo batch of magnetism to draw attention and notoriety and fame. And to become more visible in my field. And I'm crossing as I add it because I am invoking change. So I'm going to leave that right there on my sigil while I go take a soap bath and lay out my clothes that I will be wearing after our work. Look at how beautiful. Now, the whole time that I was adding herbs, I was actually adding them in a circle, but to the left. Usually, when we're moving to the left, we're sending something away. It's been like that the whole time. I was doing it that way because the camera was in my way. Okay, but what you're normally gonna do is add your herbs to the right if you're drawing something to you, but if it's a protection bath or you're doing some type of a road opening, you're gonna be moving to the left, okay? So I'm going to go prepare myself for my ritual bath, which is now absorbing the energy from our sigil by taking a soap bath and preparing myself, laying out my garb for the rest of the evening. Yeah. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna just add the rest of my bath. I have set the temperature to be, the cross also represents the 4 directions, the 4 elements, protection, as well as crossroads with Canyon. I have set the water to be cool but comfortable enough that I can stay in there and complete my prayers. After I finish this bath, I will gather some of the water from the bath before straining it into a mason jar, and I will add the herbs from the boil into the mason jar, and then I will go to the crossroads. I will leave it there with some candy and 3 pennies. Lastly, let me show you guys that I'm continuing my burn directly into my book on my love altar, which is in this kind of interesting in-between space between the water room, the bathroom, and the bedroom. So there you have it. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. All the herbs. Of course, when you deposit things at the crossroads, you make sure you drive a ways away from your home to a crossroads you don't frequent and that you won't be returning to anytime soon. I added a key because the key is offering to Elegua. Added some of the water from the bath. Okay. I'm gonna let that burn down. Do its thing. Can let the bath water out now. Clean your tub afterwards. Of course, after you get out of the bath, you air dry. And you do not take another soap bath for a while. Okay, so I am gonna go and write down the notes. Of course, while you're doing your work, you want to jot this stuff down so you don't forget details. Would not recommend showing full rituals to anybody. Like, I'm not going to be showing you guys the part that I'm doing at the crossroads, but I would not really suggest filming your work unless it is just like purely, you know, in the tradition of the scientists, where you record things either on voice memo or on film and keep it strictly private as a part of your own records. So I think this is actually the end of the video now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.